channel. If you guys are new, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe right now. And if you guys are already a subscriber, welcome back. So today, as you guys already read by the title, I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me video. I'm going to be showing you guys how I did my hair, how I did my face, along with talking about all of the times that I got pulled over while driving. So if you guys are interested in watching the rest of the video, make sure you guys just keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a fat thumbs up. But with that being said, if you guys are ready, then come on me, let's get right into the video. So first we're gonna start off by doing my hair. I like to do my hair first because I feel like once my makeup is done and then I do my hair, I start sweating, my makeup start messing up, and I don't like none of that. So first things first, we are going to start off by doing my hair. I'm going to be adding some crimps inside of my hair today. I don't know how long it'll last because my hair does not hold heat whatsoever, and I know that I need my hair colored, you guys. Look at this. My hair was supposed to be orange, okay? But it is starting to turn a blonde again, and I'm not liking it. I like the orange. I either need the orange back or I'm gonna need to get like all black back because this blonde is not it, sis. It is not cutting it. So right here, I'm using some heat protecting spray for my hair. I normally try and do that every time like I straighten my hair or crimp it or attempt to curl it or whatever. So just gonna be brushing out my hair with my detangling brush. And my hair is already kind of brushed out because I have thin hair and it's just easy to brush straight all the time. I have like flakes inside of my hair, you guys. I don't be understanding. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with this video. And I'm also going to be talking about all the times that I got pulled over. Now, I got pulled over like me driving twice, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 2 times I got pulled over by myself. Real quick, I'm just gonna leave this on for a couple of seconds like this and go to the next one because I know that my hair is not gonna hold it anyways, so I don't like to leave it on for too long. But anyways, yes, I got pulled over twice by myself. The first time that I'm gonna be talking about is the time that me and Damien actually got pulled over together, and I'm pretty sure that was my first time ever in a car that has gotten like pulled over, like my first time kind of interacting with the cops. And that was, did I just lose my hair tie that fast? Oh, okay, yeah, so the first time I got pulled over was with Damien, and he was driving, and we were on our way back from Cedar Point. If you guys don't know what Cedar Point is like a amusement park. It's kind of like a Six Flags, but it was in Ohio. And me and Damien used to go there all the time together. It was like one of our favorite spots, and we haven't been in a long time. And honestly, the last couple times that we did go, I passed out on the roller coaster, and I'm kind of scared to go back, I'm not gonna lie. I know Damien wants to go back, but I'm kind of scared just because of the times that I have passed out and just everything that's happened after that. I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous. But with that being said, yeah. So I think I was like maybe, I don't know if it was the 4th of July weekend, I don't remember. And we were on our way back, and it was like super duper early in the morning. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And we were driving back, and we were driving inside of this small town. It was like, you know how like when you be on the highway, you go fast and then you have to like slow your speed down to like 45 or something because you're going through like a small town. But that's what we were doing. We were going through a small town, and Damien had his high beams on, and he had his high beams on because it was super dark on the road. Like it was only us, it was nobody else, no other cars, nothing. So we were just like, okay, whatever, we can't see, let's turn the high beams on. And that's what he did. And the cops, like I think we were driving like straight, and the cops like on the opposite side coming like towards us, and they came through and did a whole U-turn, and they turned his lights on, and they got behind us, and I was like super nervous. I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Like I said, this is my first time ever like in an actual, you know, interaction with being pulled over and with the cops and stuff. So when that had happened, the cops obviously got out the car, came up, turned flashlights on, and was like, hey, you know, I pulled you over. Do you have your insurance? And do you have all that stuff? And Damien got all the information out for them, and they came back and was like, you know the reason why we pulled you over? And I think Damien said he he didn't know. I don't remember what he said. But the reason we got pulled over was because we had our high beams on. And I don't think Damien knew that we had our high beams on because like I said, it was a small town and it was dark. So I don't think he knew that we had the high beams on. But basically what happened was the cop came on my side and seen that I was, you know, in the car as well. And they were talking on my side. They were like, they were saying something and Damien was just like getting smart with them or whatever, and the cop told Damien to get out the car, and I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, what are we supposed to do? So Damien obviously, you know, got out the car and the cop put Damien in handcuffs, and we were like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? Mind you, I think I was like 17. I'm pretty sure I was like 17. And the cop was like, came up to me, was like, do you have your driver's license? And I was like, yeah, why? And they're just like, well, you're gonna have to drive home. Mind you, I've never driven that far ever in my life, and they put Damien in the back of the cop car, so I thought I was gonna have to drive home by myself. Like, I was so scared. I'm pretty sure we still had like an hour and a half, you know, to go to get back to our hometown, and I was just really nervous. And so I'm just sitting in the car like, okay, I have to drive on this road by myself. We're in Damien's car that I never drove before. And I don't know, I was just really nervous. Honestly, if it came down to it, he didn't get locked up or anything. Like, he got to come back and I still had to drive because he had got pulled over for the high beams and all that stuff. So I was just like, you know what, I'll drive, whatever. And I don't know, I was just really, really nervous. I don't remember everything, but I know that I was super nervous, and that was the first time ever having to drive Damien's car. Back then he had a Charger, and it was my first time driving it because, you know, I was so used to like those little just regular basic cars, and he had a Charger, and I was super nervous. I didn't want to crash it. It was late at night. I'm not a very good driver when it comes to nighttime, just because, I don't know, it's just harder for me to see. Like, I've always been used to driving in the day, probably because that's all I really do is drive in the day. I don't really drive at night. And even like still to this day, I don't really drive at night. Like, I'm just like I'm normally a daytime driver. And so yeah, that was the first time that we ever like got pulled over together. And that was my first time getting pulled over, like, you know, my very first time. And then my second time getting pulled over by myself, like an actual pulled over, was down in Texas. So like when I was in Indiana, I never got pulled over. I never got into car accidents. I was just a safe driver. I always drove speed limit, and if not, I drove like 5 over speed limit. And 5 under. I never went anything more than that. So, you know, I was a pretty decent driver, and I never had dark tint. I never did anything that could get them to pull me over, if that makes sense. But when we moved down here, I got pulled over my very first time. I remember we were on our way to the airport because we had to drop Damien's family off at the airport. They were down here visiting, and this was when we first like moved down here. I remember this was like our first house. This was our first house when we were down here, and we literally left the house in maybe like 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes we just left the house, and 2 minutes a cop again was over here, and I was going this way. I was at a stoplight, stop sign, and they were at a stop sign as well. And they did a whole U-turn, turned their lights on, and got behind me. Mind you, I didn't do anything wrong. I was going speed limit, and in the backseat we had kids crying, and it was just like a lot. So the cop pulled me over and came up to me and was like, hey, I need your license registration. Damien was behind me in another car because, you know, he has a big family, so we had to take 2 cars to the airport. And I had his sister in the car, our kids, and then his sister's daughter. And the cop was like, hey, license registration, do you know I pulled you over? And I'm just like, no, I don't know why you pulled me over. And he's just like, oh, your tint is too dark. And I'm like, my tint is too dark. I'm like, this is how the car came. And he was like, because I got the car from Indiana. It was my very first, not my very first car. It was, I think, my second car. It was the Grand Jeep Cherokee, if you guys remember that. It was the Grand Jeep Cherokee. I actually have a video up on my channel, like a car tour from a while ago of that car. But anyways, I was in that, and I told the officer, I was like, listen, my car came like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know the tint was too dark. Whatever. And he was just like, okay, well, Texas rules is you can only have the tint this amount of dark, and, you know, I'm just gonna give you a warning, and you have to get the tint removed. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So after after that, we did end up making the airport. Like, they made their plane on time. And I was also telling the officer, like, I'm sorry, officer, like, we really have to go. Like, they have to make their flight. The kids were in the backseat crying. And it was just a lot. I was getting, like, really, really stressed out. But they did end up making their plane, and I don't think I didn't remove the tent. I think I just got like a new car after that. I don't remember what my next, no, actually, yeah, my next car was, I had a red Jeep. I had a red Wrangler. I had that as my next car, and he just gave me a warning. He was a nice cop, you know, he understood and whatever the case may be. I think he was, I don't remember what, you know, race he was, but yeah, I mean, he was a nice, little cop or whatever. But real quick, my hair is coming together. It is taking forever. I didn't even do my makeup yet, and I only have one more story to tell you guys about the time that I got put over, because the stories are super simple, super easy. I never really got put over except for those 3 times. Yeah, so my hair is coming together, and that's just how it is. So we're gonna go ahead and speed this process up. Alright guys, so my hair is finally done. I forgot to bring my hairspray in here, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run my fingers through my hair to kind of make it look a little bit more fuller and a little bit more kind of like dainty. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I want it to be a little bit more frizzier than what it originally was. So yeah, this is the finished product of my hair. I don't really know if I'm liking it right now, but maybe once my makeup is done, I'll like it a little bit more. I do need to touch up like this part right here. So we're gonna touch up this part right here. And I don't know, I might just like put it inside of like some up, some down, like the points on top, some on the bottom, or a different style, because this one, I don't know if this is it or not, but yeah, this is the finished product. Let me go ahead and turn around for you guys. This is what my hair is looking like. Looks very, very healthy. Now, I don't want to put any more products in my hair, so it's just going to be kind of like this frizz style, whatever. And now we're going to jump into doing my makeup. I'm not going to be doing a lot of makeup because I'm just not a makeup type person anymore. Like, I like my face like just clean. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna be doing any eyeshadow or anything. My brows are kind of already almost done, but I may fill them in just a little teeny bit. I'm not gonna be adding no eyelashes because I don't want to add strips on top of my extensions, and I don't want it to pull it out and it will pull my real lashes out, and I don't want that. So we're just gonna go into doing my just foundation and stuff, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about my third time getting pulled over. But first we're gonna go on with the Laura Mercier, I don't know how you say it, but we're gonna go on with this primer, and this is a hydrating primer. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my face like this. And I know I've been looking over here, and that's because there's an actual big mirror over there and I can see what I'm doing rather than looking inside of the camera. So we're just gonna rub this in like this. My face is finally getting back to how it's supposed to be. Every time I go through my cycle, that's not my period. my face wants to break out really bad and get really dry, and I really do not like that. So my face is finally trying to get back to normal. So now we're gonna go in with my MAC foundation. This is in the NC30 color, and I'm just going to be using a little bit because I don't want to see too much. I can always add more, so I'm just gonna add like that. Do you guys see it? It's like I'm just gonna add a little bit, and then I can always go in and add more. We're gonna go in with my beauty blender, and we're just gonna tap away. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about my third time getting pulled over now. The third time getting pulled over, it was down in Texas once again. And it was actually recently, it was in June of this year, so June 2021. I was driving inside of our big Escalade, and I actually had all the kids in the car, and Damien was in the car as well. And I was driving because we were on our way to Tennessee. We didn't record that trip, but we went to Tennessee and we drove. It's like a 13-hour drive from Texas, or from Houston, and we are going for my mom's birthday. And we just went down there to celebrate, and I didn't want to do a plane ride just because I wanted to see like how it would be driving with the kids and how far of a distance it actually was. So it honestly wasn't that bad. I drove like, going there, I drove like, I think it's like 13 hours. I'm pretty sure I drove like 7 going there. We left early in the morning, so like I had got like a little bit of sleep, and there was nobody on the road, so it was just like a straight, you know, shot, whatever. But yeah, we were driving and everybody was asleep in the car. Damien was asleep, the kids were asleep, and I was the only person awake inside of the car. And I was going maybe like 15 over, but there was nobody on the road, and I didn't even see the cops. So I was going like 15 over, majority all the way through, because I was honestly just trying to get there, and I was just trying to, you know, see how long I guess I could do it for. And what I did was I was just driving 15 over. That's how I typically drive, like 5 over, but we were on the highway, and I was just like, you know what, let's just see how it would be, you know, whatever. And so that's what I did, and we were inside of, I don't remember what town it was. We were a couple hours in, and I was driving this way, and the cop was like parked over here. And I remember seeing the cops, and I think David had woke up because I was like, oh shit, or something like that. Like I said, like a cuss word, or I said something basically to get his attention to wake him up. And I was going, you know, blase over whatever. The cop's right there, he's about to get me. Because every time I see, like every time I'm going fast and I see a cop, I'm like, they're about to get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure we all do that. So when we see a cop and we know that we're going fast and we know he did something wrong, we just be like, you know, whatever, they're about to get us, there's no point in stopping now. Because that's how I feel. It's like Damien told me, like, listen, you stopping, it's not gonna matter. Cops can detect you from miles, you know, away. So you stopping, they're still gonna pull you over because they detected you a while ago. So I was like, you know what, you're right. So I just kept going, you know, whatever the speed limit that I was going. I was like, if he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. And he turned on his lights and he got behind me, and I just pulled over to the right side of the street, and I pulled inside of this gas station because we were close to a gas station. So I just pulled inside of the gas station, and he got out his car and he was like, license, registration, you know, I pulled you over. And I was like, yeah, I was going, you know, over the speed limit, whatever. And he went to the car, and he came back and he was just like, okay, you know, you're going over, whatever, I'm just gonna give you a warning. And I was like, oh. And literally he came back. So like, you guys know how like cops take forever to come back? Like they be inside of their car putting all types of stuff in the system, trying to read your plates and see if you have any warrants, and they be trying to do the most, okay? And so he came back like super fast. Like he came back like less than 5 minutes. He came back, and I was like, dang, you read your computer that fast? And I didn't say that to him, you know what I'm saying? But he came back and he was just like, here's your license, here's, you know, registration or whatever. He was like, just don't speed anymore, you know, have a good day. And I was like, oh wow, that was it. That was pretty easy. And he just gave me a warning. He didn't give me a ticket or anything. And so all the times that I got pulled over, I never got an actual ticket. Like, they just gave me warnings, and I don't know why. They just didn't feel like being rude that day. I don't know, but he just gave me a warning, and the kids are in the back seat, and they were like, Mama, you got pulled over, you got pulled over. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. It was kind of embarrassing because I was doing so freaking good, you guys. And like I said, the kids were asleep, but they woke up because they heard the cop lights turn on. And that was just sad. We were in the gas station, and I think I just pulled out first, and he pulled out and probably pulled over to the side again to get somebody else. But that was the only 3 times that I ever got pulled over. And then after that, I just kept driving, and I'm pretty sure I went over the speed limit a little bit again. But there wasn't that many cops on the road, and it honestly wasn't that bad of a drive. Like, I thought driving far would be hard, especially like with having kids and stuff, because you guys know Ayla, she's little and she needs change all the time, and Nova's still not 100% potty trained, and the boys, they're potty trained, but they needed to stop to go use the bathroom, and it was just a drive. But I thought it was gonna be worse than what it was. It really honestly wasn't that bad. And so yeah, that was the only times that I ever got pulled over. I never got pulled over any other time. I don't think I got pulled over any other time while I was in the car with anybody else. I think it was only those 3 times I've ever gotten like put over. I try not to come like encounter, you know, with the police and stuff, because I don't want just everything that happens in this world, especially how the world is nowadays. I just try and listen to them and just talk calm to them, like, listen, you know, I'm sorry if I was doing this, I'm sorry if I was doing that, you know. I just try to comply with them because I don't want anything happening to me or my children or Damien. So those were, why does this look like this? Y'all, help me. Fix it, please, hunty. Just looks like a line. This one looks good, but this one looks like a line. Maybe if I dab it like this. Let me see. This is why I don't do my makeup now, you guys, because 1, it takes forever. 2, I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. It always looks a hot freaking mess. So yeah, okay, we got our foundation, we got our concealer, we have our powder, we have our bronzer, and now, wait, am I almost done? I'm sitting here talking and stuff. I think I'm almost done. I'm just gonna touch in my brows a little bit because they need to get full. Okay. I usually would do my brows first, but since I have got them microbladed, I actually have to go back and get my retouch session done here soon. So I'm just gonna touch it in like that. I don't want to do too much because they already kind of look good, honey. This one is super light at the bottom. That's okay. Yeah, that's something looking good. So yeah, those are the only times that I ever got pulled over. I want you guys to go ahead and comment down below and let me know some of your guys' stories. I want to know the times that you got pulled over or the times that you almost got pulled over, and I want to hear what they are about, because obviously mine aren't that interesting because I just got pulled over and I just got warnings. Nothing like really happened to me, which is a good thing. You know, I don't want anything happening to me, but I'm just saying, like, my stories are like super straight to the point and simple. I forgot to add bronzer on my nose. I just need a little line like that. Like that. I don't know if that made a difference or not, but yeah, we got that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my little misting spray and spray the girl's face. I don't know if you guys ever used this kind before, but it smells so freaking amazing. It smells so good. All right, so we got that done. I am now going to add some mascara at the bottom of my lashes. Just gonna add a little bit because they need to darken up to match the top of my lashes, like this. Okay. Yes, you're looking good, girl. And now I need to add my lip gloss. I'm gonna go in with my matte little lip liner in the color brown. I don't know what color this is, let me see. This is chestnut, okay? We're gonna outline my lips. Right there, honey, you see? Outline, okay, the bottom. I'm not very good with lip liner. I don't know, what the hell am I doing? And then I have this color, the Burt's Bees, or have this little strawberry fizz. I'm probably gonna go with the Burt's Bees and just rub it in. And it makes like this pretty brown color. Okay, that's pretty cute. I'm gonna outline again to make it darker down here. Usually I would go with like a clear gloss and that makes it look really, really pretty, but I don't have clear gloss right now. Okay, so there we have it, you guys. I'm pretty sure, let me look, make sure I'm not missing nothing else. Here is my hair as well. And there is my lip. Honestly, I'm probably gonna change my lip eventually because I don't like how dark it is. But I guess for this video, should we try this color? I don't know if it's dark or not, let me see. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this off and we're going to try the lighter color just to see what it looks like. Okay, now we're gonna add our brown again. Just a little bit of brown. And we're gonna change the lip color because I was not liking that. It's probably just the brown, honestly. Yeah, I don't think it made a difference. I think it's just the brown mixed in with the pink. It just makes it look like a darker color. But yeah, this is your girl's final look. I'm just probably gonna leave my hair like this. It's just gonna have to work for today. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure you guys give it a fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also turn your notifications on for you guys to not miss an upload next time your girl posts. And with that being said, I'm gonna see you guys later. I am out. Bye.